These popular sub shops got nothing on this sandwich. Ooh, yeah. In today's economy, the humble meatball sub isn't so humble anymore. What used to be one of the least expensive items on the menu at these popular sub shops can now run you between $15 and $17 a piece all by themselves. Well, today we're taking matters into our own hands. We're going to be making 4 of them for right around the same price as one of theirs, except we're making homemade meatballs, homemade marinara. It's going to be fantastic. Now let's head over to my tiny little kitchen and see what we need to make this sandwich. Now this recipe is just another great example of how we can take very little and make something fantastic out of it. All right, so this is everything in a nutshell. As you can see, there's not a lot going on here. I'm using 2 kinds of meat. I got some 80/20 here, as well as some mild Italian sausage. I got 1 egg, some fresh garlic, some onion. I got some nicely freshly chopped parsley here for the top, some Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, granulated sugar, some tomato paste. I'm using the Italian recipe style crushed tomatoes with oregano and basil. You can use just regular crushed, whatever. I got Italian style breadcrumbs, some grated Parmesan cheese. It calls for a couple tablespoons of milk. I don't have any milk at the moment, but I do have half and half, so we're gonna use that. Pepper, salt, olive oil, some sliced provolone. I got a little basil for a garnish, and I'm using these wheat sub rolls. They're about 8 inches, you know. I figured each one could fit 3 decent sized meatballs. So this is everything. Now the first thing we need to do is get this prepped up. All right, now for our vegetable prep, I have this 1 onion. I'm gonna dice it up, and I got like 5 cloves of garlic here, and they're pretty good sized cloves. I like a lot of garlic. We're gonna chop those up as well. All right, now to get our meatballs going, I added the 1 pound of hamburger, the 1/2 pound of Italian sausage. I added 1 egg and about 3 cloves of garlic, chopped garlic, 3/4 cup of the breadcrumbs, 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese, and it's 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of milk. And then I'm going to take this ring off, and we're going to start mixing it by hand and getting that all mixed up really good. All right, now time to make balls. Now here's the thing. I put down the parchment paper, but I need 12 balls. That's 3 per sandwich. And so it's kind of hard to judge if you're going to have enough by the time you're done and what size to make, because I'm not using a scale. And here in a second, you're going to see that I had to kind of pick a little bit off of each one and made them a little too big to make sure I got 12 of them total. And I even had a little tiny bit left over for a taste test. All right, in the oven they go at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes. Now here it is, another gorgeous day in what I consider the 2nd most expensive state in the Union, Washington, which is why I got my channel to begin with. So the meatballs are in. We got a marinara still to make, but first I want to give my partner W Energy a quick plug. Drink W Energy because, well, why not? Okay, so now it's time to saute off our onions. We want to get those nice and translucent for our sauce. All right, those are just about ready. We can go ahead and throw in our garlic. Give that about 30 seconds or so. All right, now that we got that done, we're going to throw about 1 tablespoon of tomato paste in. We want to cook that off for about a minute. Mix it up with all the onions. Then we're going to go ahead and add our 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. We're going to throw in a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a little salt and pepper, and mix that up. And of course, we're going to throw 1 teaspoon of sugar on top of that. And we're going to put a cap on it. And we're going to cook that off for about 25 minutes. All right, the alarm went off. It's been 25 minutes. Let's just check these guys. Try not to get burnt. Oh yeah. Let go. All right, that one's done. I'm gonna assume the rest are just as good. Let's pull these babies out. All right, now that the meatballs are done, we're gonna go ahead and put them in the sauce. We want them swimming in the sauce. We're gonna take a spoon, you know, just cover them up, and we're gonna put a cap on them, and we're gonna let them simmer for about 10-15 minutes on low. Now we're gonna get our bread ready. Now I'm going to toast mine first. You don't have to if you don't want to. This is how I chose to do it. I'm not saying this is a better way. All right, here we go. Look at that. Those things look fantastic. Let's do this. These are done. They're nice and toasty. They didn't exactly stay together, as you can see, but I didn't really expect them to. Now, let's build these bad boys. All right, here we go. These are done. We're gonna go ahead and build these things. And we're gonna, this guy did not want to cooperate. Come on, just get on there, stay there. Don't move. All right. Try to put 3 per sandwich. And I'm going to have to do some rearranging here. So provolone's going on next at 2 slices per sandwich. And I can't bake it like this, so I'm going to scoot that guy over. There we go. Little sauce goes on top. Make sure your oven's set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And in they go. We're just going to give them like 2 minutes. Oh yeah, look at that. 4 for the price of 1. I knew I could do it. Now that, my friends, is perfection. Well, there you have it. Broke Gourmet meatball sub with homemade marinara. I was able to get 4 of them for the price of 1 around here. And this state's so expensive. Now I want to give it a shot real quick. So let's give it a taste test. I got a piece of it right here. That meatball is really moist. It's not like rock solid. Yeah, that meatball is perfect. The marinara, a lot of onion, a lot of garlic, exactly what you would expect. And the provolone cheese, I think, is a better alternative than mozzarella. Mozzarella just, to me, doesn't have enough flavor to it. That is a great sandwich. And I'll tell you what, you guys should absolutely try it. Now, if you like my videos and you like what I do on my channel, do me a favor, like the video, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.